What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we are going to be going over none other than the voted on deck profile, and that was the winner is Metalgarurumon X Antibody. I'm going to let you guys choose what decks you want to see first, and make sure you smash the like buttons for voting for it. Remember, I love giving you guys the ability to make the choice on what videos you want to see first. I'm going to produce them anyway. But you know what? You get to look at them first. You get to enjoy them first. So let's dive into the video and talk about it. So let's dive into this beautiful video, shall we? Let's bring this a little bit closer so we can get the cards beautifully. First off, we play none other than BT5's Tsunomon. This card is to give us the extra DP we need. So when we swing in, we have a little less trouble of our Garurumon dying on that first swing. That's kind of like the big issue of this deck, is if we get in that first swing and Garurumon dies and we have no protection from battle, we're kind of screwed. One of the biggest weakness of this deck that I found is options is your nightmare. If they are playing option heavy decks, you might struggle a little bit. You might have to add in a delicate plan, or how I like to say it, a dedicated plan, you know. So let's hope for the best here, and then we will keep talking about it. Next, we do have a beautiful rookie from a starter deck of 8. This one is from the All Force starter deck. This card lets us do the same thing as the Tsunomon, but all turns while you have 8 or more cards in your hand. This is Digimon plus 1000 DP. Give us a little extra oomph in our attack patterns, and hopefully makes it so our Garurumon survives. That is all we want to do. Then we do have none other than 4 of Gabumon X Antibody. So, on play or when digivolving, what's really nice about it digivolves on a level 2 for 0, but it can digivolve on a Gabumon for 0. So that gives you an extra draw, helps fix the stack issues that stack decks have. And that is that it can't always draw enough if you miss pieces. Well, now if you have duplicate pieces, you can at least attempt to digivolve on top of each other. So on play or when digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Garurumon or Omnimon in its traits to your hand, and 1 X Antibody among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom deck in any order. So the thing about this card, remember, the key word is the bracketing here. The X Antibody is the option that you are searching for. You are not searching by trait. So make sure you grab the X Antibody, option. You do not grab an extra X Antibody Garurumon or something like that if you reveal it. So keep that in mind. Next, we do have Gabumon himself. This Gabumon is really good because the on-play reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 Digimon card with Garurumon in its name, and 1 card with Omnimon in it among them to your hand. Place them in your hand. Then place the remaining cards at the bottom deck in any order. So what's really nice is we play Blitz Omni, and then all our Garurumons are valuable targets. And that's what we want. Viable targets for this Gabumon deck. Next, we do play none other than our good boy, Gabumon from EX1. This card, the reason why I'm playing this is because it's really good to also get your hand up. So when attacking, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Tamer and 1 Digimon with Gabumon and in its name among them. Then place them in your hand, and then place the remaining cards at the bottom deck in any order. Our hopes and dreams here is that we get a Tamer and a Gabumon, but the more swings he gets in with, let's say we digivolve on top of this Gabumon with this Gabumon here, if he can get us a couple cards, that gets us closer to our 8 count that we want to be at for this matchup. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're building this deck. You want to be at that magic number 8 or even closer to 12, to be honest with you. Next, we are playing the BT5 Garurumon. So when digivolving, if this Digimon has Gabumon in its Digi-Evolutions, gain 1 memory. And then while this Digimon has Garurumon or Omnimon in its name, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. So another DP booster, which is really good. But what's really nice about him is that as long as you have this Gabumon, or this Gabumon in your sources in some capacity, his gain 1 memory will go off. Let's say you went to this Gabumon, then Digivolved on top of this, or any of these 3 Gabumons and Digivolved on top of this and raising, then you pulled it out, then you Digivolve on top of this, it will gain that 1 memory. Just give you a heads up. So just something to think about when you're going forwards with that. Next, we are playing Garurumon X Antibody. So similar to its Greymon counterpart, it can Digivolve on top of a Garurumon for free, which is really good, but it also has a self-protection kind of effect. So when this Digimon has Garurumon or Omnimon in its name, would be deleted in battle. You may trash 2 cards from with the same level in this Digi-Evolution source to prevent the deletion. So let's say we're in Garurumon and we have a Garurumon and a Garurumon. We can remove both of them, or Gabumon, we can remove both of them, and then you will have at least 1 extra life. Basically, this deck is all about getting an extra life that you weren't supposed to have. So next, we do have Garurumon Promo. If anyone tells you to play less than 4, I will tell you they're dead wrong. This card is so nuts with the way the attack patterns go, and I'll show you afterwards, like at the end of the video, like 1 attack pattern with this thing when it goes off. It's nuts. So this card is not a once per turn. That's the nasty part about it. We can swing up to 4 times in a turn. That's 4+ cards. Really ridiculous pretty quickly, and we could even go more. So the ability to go up as long as we're in a Garurumon is really good. So we want to take advantage of that and go for more. So next we are playing 4 Garurumons. So Garurumon is when attacking, if this Digimon has a Garurumon as the evolution, unsuspend it. So it's gotta be this Garurumon or this Garurumon. Cannot just be this one. You need to have one of these 2. If you don't, you're kind of screwed. He doesn't unsuspend himself. But also has one, while you have 8 or more cards in your hand, this Digimon gets security +1. This is where our added bonuses and multipliers really goes nuts, because, and with our battle protection. If we're facing a lot of battle DP stuff and not a lot of options, we're actually golden in a format like that. It is when we are facing heavy security control, this deck really struggles, because the options are the only way to kill it, and the only way you get around that is adding red and a dedicated plan, aka a delicate plan. So we also have Garurumon X Antibody. This card lets us get another multi-attack in. So when Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. Then if you have a Garurumon or X Antibody option in this Digi-Evolution cards, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the owner's hand. It can Digivolve 4-0, which is really good. That's what we need, boys and girls. And then we do have 1 Garurumon Sagittarius mode. So this thing also has another built-in protection line, but also counts himself as Garurumon. So when you Digivolve into your X Garurumon, you can at least count as that. But also, the effect is when Digivolving, if you have a Tamer in play, return 2 of your opponent's level 3 or lowers to their owner's hand. Just helps you get out of it. Really what it's in here for. And let this fix that itself. Excuse me. There we go. It's basically in here as another like Metalgarurumon or, Metalgarurumon X Antibody, just so that we can get the extra power boost off going sooner. So it's just another way of getting extra security checks earlier, and when we go off, we go off. Next, we are playing 3 Metalgarurumons. This card, let me tell you. So when Digivolving, gain 1 memory for every 4 cards in your hand. So this card can be a free cost if you reach 12. And if you're past 12, you're gaining memory for bonuses. When attacking, if you have 8 or more cards in your hand and a Tamer in play, return one of your opponent's Digimon with an on-deletion skill. So that's huge, because if we have Digimon with retaliation or, stuff with on-deletion, killing effects, anything like that, we can get it out of here And I mean, Zawart defeats, if they're still played, you know, just nasty stuff that has built-in protections, you know, just anything like that we want to try to get rid of that is just going to be annoying to deal with. Anything that has a non-deletion skill, get rid of it. That's important. Next, the bread and butter of the deck. So we have Metalgarurumon X Antibody. So when Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. It gains blocker until the end of your opponent's next turn, which is really awesome. But also once per turn, your turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended, if you have Metalgarurumon or X Antibody's Dilution, return all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level to their owner's hand. So being able to bounce some of your opponent's stuff really does help out, especially it clears threats off board, and that really can get us the win there, depending on the matchup and when you do it. You don't want to just give it willy-nilly. Don't just do that. Certain matchups, you don't want to bounce something, so don't do that. And then 2 Blitz Omni for game. You know the drill. He's going to swing in, call it a day, and make your opponent sad. Next, we do play 2 Davis, because Davis is our memory setter, and he's going to add us a card into our hand, which is really important. Then we have Cool Boy, because why not? He searches. He's a searcher for a 2 cost. And he also, when you Digivolve a Digimon with the same level, you gain a memory and draw a card. So this helps out filter more and get us more value for our buck. So that's kind of what we want. And then we got 3 Mem Boosts, just to help dig and search and extend our plays. And the 2 X Antibodies, and this is basically the option that we're looking for. Really nice because security, gain 1 memory, then add this card to your hand, and then this card can be placed under a Digimon without this card in its Digi-Evolution sources, and then this Digimon can also gain, this cannot be trashed, so if they're trying to remove your stuff like with Tommy or anything like that, this card skips that. They can't remove this completely. So, and then if the Digimon or the Digimon, blah, 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 blah. This Digimon can Digivolve into a Digimon card with X Antibody in its traits from your hand when attacking. So this lets us climb up a little bit quicker, especially since we have free cost stuff. That really does help out, and we get off. Ice Wall is just to shut down our opponents if they're especially go wide. There are decks like Commandramon out in this format, so it might be useful to have at least 1 Ice Wall. I'm going to test it. If I feel like it's not, I will put it under erratas, what cards I'm going to take out from this video. But I think at least 1 Ice Wall. Just this lineup here is just really good. All in all, very powerful deck. So let's go over the big boy combo, shall we? So, the last bit of parts we're going to need a Tsunamon, a Gabumon. Any one is good. So we're going to go with this Gabumon here to gain that extra boost. We're going to go, we'll hopefully get 1 of the X Antibodies. If we don't get this, no worries. It's just a hypothetical here. Then we have Garurumon here for 2. This is all going to be in raising. You do not promote up until either 1 or 2 things are aligned for you. And that is, at least you get a Garurumon with a Garurumon X Antibody. You don't want to pull it up until you do this. So now you have Were Garurumon on board. Now you would promote this up. Hopefully you do have the X Antibody in hand. So what you do is... So with X Antibody underneath this card, we're now going to be able to proceed to swing. Major key factors you want to have in your hand are like Were Garurumon, X Antibody. I mean, if you do have Sagittarius mode, it's a win more situation here. But you also want to have at least 1 cool kid on board state. So what's going to happen here is you have this. After you swung with this once, you're going to restand. So this will draw you 1 card here. Next, you're not going to... Do not activate this effect just yet. Next, you'll swing in with this. Rest. Activate X Antibody's effect. You will then proceed to go into where Garurumon X antibody, rest Cool Boy, since X antibody will now draw us a card, gain us a memory because of Cool Boy, since we went into where Garurumon X antibody. Now he has 2 extra security checks, so we're going to swing in again. Hopefully, if we lose one battle, we'll trash 2 Digimon. If we lose the second battle, at least we'll trash 2 Digimon. So now, what we're hoping for is the last cards you will trash is these 2. Do not trash these first, because you do want to get that extra draw in. And hopefully with that, you are at a lovely 12 cards. So if you're at 12, which is going to really do us nicely here, you're unsuspend here. Well, not suspend. You're going to Digivolve into Metalgarurumon, draw. If you're at 12, this is basically free. If not, hopefully it only costs you 1 memory. And then next, we will then Digivolve into Metalgarurumon X antibody. So what's really nice about this play, this is only costing you like 2 memory so far directly. So even if they memory choked you, Cool Boy definitely gave you 1 free one. And then this only costs you 1. So now this has only cost you 2 memory to do this play. Now you should be able to clear out the rest of the security. As long as it's not anything bigger, you should be fine, and you should be able to clear it out. As long as you did that, next you can Blitz Omni for game, and that equals out to winning game. Or if you have to, even if it just passes turn, you have a decent sized blocker here. It's not bad. So things to think about how it goes along, but this is kind of what your end result will be. So hopefully this does explain a little bit of what the combo is you're looking for with this deck, what kind of stack you want to see. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!